Welcome into a special edition of the OU Women's Basketball Notebook. I'm Jason Ross Jr. With Senior Day coming up on Saturday against Northern Kentucky, I'm joined this week by Chloe Guingrich, Autumn Kissman, Myka Cromwell, and Jalisha Terry, all of our seniors that will be honored this upcoming Saturday prior to the Northern Kentucky game. Guys, I'd like to start off by saying that, first off, congratulations to all of you on making it to this point. And second, you've all had different journeys to get to Saturday's upcoming Senior Day. I'll start off with you, Autumn. What's been the most enjoyable part of that path to get to Senior Day?
For me, I would definitely say it's my teammates. I don't think I would be here without them, just constantly relying on them for their support, whether it's on the court or off the court. I just think they're always just a constant, happy point throughout this entire experience.
And Myka?
I'd have to say something along the same thing. All the relationships I've had from every teammate I've had since freshman year has had a real impact on my life and helping me build relationships that I know are going to last forever.
And Chloe?
In all honesty, it's kind of the same with everybody else. I mean, when we have hard times on the court, they're the girls are the way that we can all feel calm and connected with one another. And I think that's helped with this last 4 years just because we have had some ups and downs on the court. And, being with the team really helps with keeping everything together. So, yeah.
Jalisha?
I would say the same thing. They make everything better, basically, especially during COVID. So, yeah, it's really them. They're a fun team, crazy at times, but yeah.
Those friendships are so fun to watch on and off the floor, especially this season. It's different than last year because last season's team didn't have any seniors, whereas this year, all of you are with me today, and there's 10 upperclassmen. How have those friendships played a role in the chemistry on the floor that's led to success for you guys this season?
So for me, we talk a lot about guard post. I know during practice, we're always separate, but definitely we need to have that chemistry on the court. So, I mean, we do stuff off the court. We did an escape room this year, went to a movie. We do stuff like that, even when it's not a COVID year. And I think generating those bonds outside of the court plays such a role, when we're in the gym. And you can just tell, throughout the season, obviously in the summer, it's a little rough, but as the season progresses, it definitely, you can tell the energy gets closer.
And Myka?
I would have to say those healthy relationships and off the court make for healthy competition and practice, which leads to the best performance in games. So us being able to trust each other and know each other off the court gives us permission to be able to compete in practice that'll make us produce in the game.
Chloe?
I think it's just the fact too that that's what you said, the fact that we didn't have any seniors last year and the fact that we have them this year. We've played with these girls we've played with them for 2 years now. So we all know each other. We know when we're on, we know when we're off. And that does have something to do with the relationships that we do have on and off the court. I wouldn't know if Myka or Autumn were on today if I didn't know them off the court. It goes hand in hand. So I think that really plays a part in why we are so successful this year. So, yeah.
See, and Jalisha?
I would say it plays a big role because we all know what to expect from each other, and we all know each other, we see each other every day. So and then we set the standard. Everybody knows what standard they have to reach. We don't have to explain things over and over because we don't have that many freshmen. We all know what to do and what to expect. So
Jalisha, you bring something up there that's pretty interesting to me. Your head coach, Jeff Tungate, told me before the season something similar. He doesn't really have to preach the basics because he can trust you guys in any situation, which has been really fun to watch this year. So that kind of leads me to my next question here about Coach Tungate. What's one life lesson that you've learned from Coach that you'll carry on into the next step of life? Autumn, I'll start off with you.
Personally, I just think the general concept of time management, especially as a student athlete, you got to be at lift, you got to be at practice, you have team meetings. We have a rule that's, be on time and don't be late, basically. So having that kind of foundation, going into the next step, I think is going to be very essential and crucial. to my professional development. So that's something that I'll take away from this program.
And Myka?
Like he would say often throughout these 4 years, he would say these 4 years are to prepare you for the next 40 years. So all his rules, everything he taught, like, of course they apply to the team and like the way we carry ourselves as a team, but they taught me that these same type of rules, like be on time, be respectful, those are just two other small examples of the last 4 years that they're going to carry over to the next 40 years in the workforce, with your family, and other relationships.
And Chloe?
I would honestly say the biggest thing that I've learned from him is to let things roll off your back. He's made examples where, I mean, as a Division I coach, he gets a lot of backlash from other people. And I mean, he has let it roll off of his back. I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned, is that you can't let what other people say or how they say it to you, or even if they're saying it to you, really affect you and your playing or how your outlook on life. So yeah.
And Jalisha?
I would say like this year he kept like telling me about like not having any like regrets and looking back on like, because this is my last year and I don't want to like, end on a bad note. And I've been through a lot this year. So he just wanted to kind of like make sure I'm focused and like I leave with something. So I would say the advice or things he would always just praise or preach is like not having any regrets, knowing that I gave it my all and just I didn't give up basically.
And if all of you could maybe pick one piece of advice and pass it down to an incoming freshman at Oakland this year, it's been fun to watch you guys rally around Shug Williams and everything she's done the past few weeks. If you could pick, I guess, say hypothetically, an incoming freshman coming in next year and give them one piece of advice, what would that be?
For me, I think one piece of advice that I would give is find, like, as important as athletics in school are, you have to find a balance between that and like your social life or like a hobby that you enjoy. Because especially like when the season rolls around, like in a normal year, we're traveling and constantly at the gym, constantly lifting, whatever. And I just think having that balance, whether it be people outside of athletics or like a student org or just a hobby that you enjoy, I think is very important just for your mental health. So that's what I would give to a freshman.
And Myka?
I guess a piece of advice I would give is be on time. In this program, that is one of the most important things, is to be on time.
Love it. And Chloe?
Oh, geez. Well, I was gonna say something on the lines of what Autumn said, but she has got good words, so she took it. But I would say honestly, be respectful, and what that, and like not just in speaking to somebody, but if you are running late or if you are frustrated in the role you're in, you have to be respectful with how you're speaking to other people, because I know that freshmen coming in, they were probably one of the better people on their teams coming into this program, and they could really say or do what they liked on their high school team, which is fine. But coming into this program, you definitely need to learn how to be respectful and learn it really quickly. Otherwise, it's going to be a rough start. So that's probably my biggest advice. Is just learn that step really quickly.
And Jalisha?
I would say don't come into college expecting that it's going to be the same as high school. I would say that. I feel like a lot of freshmen or people come in just thinking like it's going to be that easy. It's a different game, especially with like outside of basketball, the workload and stuff, time management and adjusting. It's going to be different. So I definitely would say that.
And then I'd like to ask you guys, kind of, the season's obviously not over yet, still a long way to go and big games to play, especially this weekend against Northern Kentucky. But reflecting back on what's been an unusual year, is there anything that you guys have learned about each other this season that maybe you didn't expect coming into the year?
Wait, what was the question again? I didn't.
So I was saying that, is there anything that you've learned about each other this year that maybe you didn't expect, given that it's been such an unusual season?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
You got something, JT?
Yeah. It was going to be about you, actually.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, it's just something I saw in the game. Like, I just seen like a different side of Autumn that I never really saw before. So like, yeah, I didn't know she had like this little feisty side to her. She's always been like sweet and nice, but on the court, she brings out this like different side of her that I never really saw. So I would say that's one thing I learned about her. Like, I don't know, she's different. I don't know.
Yeah, I think kind of what JT was saying earlier, just like Tungate's always saying, this is your last year, like kind of live it with no regrets, like leave it all on the court. And I think with all four of us, I think you can really just tell, even in practice, like when we show up every day, that we're just trying to, enjoy the time that's left. We don't know, honestly, that could end like today, tomorrow, we just don't know. So I feel like, especially with this COVID year, that we just all are just bringing our best energy and want to end on such a high note. And you can just tell, like I said, in practice and like the energy, the vibes everyone gives off.
Chloe?
Definitely that I've always known this about the four of us, but like we're pretty laid back this year, that I've noticed. Like we are like going with the ebbs and flows of what's going on right now. And yes, we are bringing a new type of energy to the team. Like I feel like we're very calm, cool, and collected, which is what this team needs. Also, I think that I feel as if the seniors have gotten pretty close this season, just because we all are kind of banded together, like thinking, okay, we don't know what's going to, you don't know what's going to happen in this next, like what Autumn said, then it could happen today, it could happen tomorrow, it could happen in the next week or two. And so I think we've all gotten pretty close with that concept, just so we all are on the same page as one another. So I think that's what I've learned.
And Myka?
I feel like I know my ladies in every situation, just because in this program, we were thrown adversity on purpose over the past 4 years. Like Tungate has always done a good job of putting us in adverse situations already. So like I kind of already knew, like with this pandemic, how people would respond, and I've always known like we're all resilient. We have our ups and downs, but everybody's pretty resilient, pretty solid. So
Really love that, Myka. It kind of aligns with the poster there, the Rocky Balboa poster of being resilient. And then Chloe, I loved what you said on being calm, cool, and collected, because Jeff told me yesterday that something that's really helped this year in the final 3 minutes of games is having the senior presence, being so calm, cool, and collected. So again, I know you guys have a practice to get to pretty soon here. It was wonderful to have all of you join me, and good luck this weekend against Northern Kentucky. Can't wait to watch all of you.
Thank you.
thank you.